Another scandal has hit the Bola Ahmed Tinubu administration, another financial scandal. And this time is from Tigran Gambarian. If you remember him, he was arrested in Abuja and detained for several months um, on the orders of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, because according to him at the time, that they had so many speculators in the forex market that were somehow creating controversy and manipulating the system, and that was why the dollar was continually increasing and growing against the naira. And so at some point they thought to now have a secondary technique or strategy to clamping down on all of this manipulation in the market. And Binance were one of those that were worse hit. Two of their executives were in Nigeria at that time, were arrested. One of them left unceremoniously without any proper details. And then this second one was there for several months, went on to court until he was let go. And like I said, those times when a few persons tried to make fuse out of it and said Tinubu was doing something well, I said, we will let this guy go. The dollar will continue to increase. And then all of these are secondary tactics. A very serious government would know that the easiest way to growing your currency is to have it's quite simple. Foreign direct investment, right? Export duties, do as much as you can in manufacturing, in creating, in doing anything, in producing that you can export. But Tinubu thought otherwise. But now the problem is Tigran is now out in public place, and an official post that has now that is shaking the foundation of Nigeria. And as I talk to you, we are expecting the presidency to respond, which they are yet to as at this moment. He's released some very shocking details, including naming House of Representative members, DSS officials, and including the current National Security Advisor, Nuhu Ribadu, in a scandal, bribes, corruption, lies, manipulation, deceit, all of them in all of this scandal. I'm going to take you through this read on his X account, then we'll come back and look at it more deeply. Okay, some unknown fact. You can read the rest in the Wired article and the NPRO story. Now, the DSS was involved in the House of Representative matter. We met with them at their office on Friday, January 5, 2024. As a prerequisite to our meeting with the House of Representatives, they alluded to the fact that we had to comply with whatever the House members instructed us to do. At the House meeting, there were 3 members present. 2 of them were Peter Akpanki and Philip Agbese, both working under the leadership of Ginger Obina Nwusibi. There was a 3rd House member, but I don't recall his name. They set up fake cameras and media to make the meeting appear official, but the cameras weren't even plugged in. As you may already know, this ended with them asking for $150 million bribe, $150 million bribe paid in cryptocurrency into their personal wallet, a Mickey Mouse operation at its best. Nuhu Ribadu, that's the current NSA now, invited us to the official meeting and walked through Sahad Abubakar. Another key figure in the situation was Ama Adama Beloji. Ogunjobi was just a pawn. They used him too. This was sold as a friendly meeting with the NSA, the head of SEC, and the CBN governor, and include the discussion of the bribe that was solicited by the House of Representatives. The $26 billion figure they kept pushing publicly as some mystery money escaping Nigeria is complete BS. This information was provided in response to their request and was simply cumulative trade data for Nigerians on their platform. This money didn't leave Nigeria. It was just people buying and selling crypto. For example, if you trade $100 100 times, that's $10,000 in trade volume. But in reality, you only use $100. Again, just another example of them lying to cover up their BS investigation. They lied about Nadeem escaping during mosque prayers. In reality, he returned and escaped afterwards. I don't know exactly how he managed to flee. He emailed me in November, but we haven't discussed the details of his escape. It's possible he paid someone off, but I have no proof. If Beloji had simply checked his passport for a visa, he would have realized that Nadine did not use that passport to travel to Nigeria. They sent a letter to the US Embassy and the British High Commission, falsely claiming that we were voluntarily participating in strategic talks. This was a blatant lie. Naim did not escape lawful detention. We were being held illegally. Beloji even admitted that he would fabricate evidence to obtain a court order to detain us for 14 days. Once the court order expired, they were unable to get an extension from the judge. At that point, they continued holding us illegally and had no justification for doing so. There was a lot of noise about using Interpol to capture Nadine. As someone who has been involved in multiple extradition cases, I can confidently say this was a joke. Extradition is a lengthy legal process, and no rational judge in Kenya or whatever would ever approve extradition for someone who escaped illegal detention at the hands of rogue law enforcement, especially when that detention involved holding employees hostage to pressure their employer or noise. They try to use us to violate international privacy laws by demanding user data on all Nigerians to target opposition members, allegedly manipulating the price of the naira. However, they all knew that the naira's devaluation was a direct result of Tinubu monetary policy, which depegged the naira from the dollar. I'm not saying this policy decision was wrong, but everyone understood that removing government intervention would lead to extreme devaluation. Instead of acknowledging this, they use Binance as a scapegoat. However, lot of reads, right? They also detained innocent EFCC detectives who weren't even present when Nadim escaped. If anyone should have been detained, it was Beloji for multiple basic law enforcement failures, incompetence, negligence, including failing to search our belongings, not checking passport or visas, neglecting to coordinate the immigration to issue travel restrictions or alerts, mismanaging the situation internationally, creating an unnecessary diplomatic crisis. We had a strong working relationship with the Nigerian law enforcement, but they agreed to destroy all cooperation between Nigeria and the entire industry. They even threatened administrators at Nizamiya Hospital, including instructing them not to admit me when I was extremely ill. Additionally, they pressured the hospital to withhold my medical records from my attorneys. This was later confirmed by the Turkish Ministry of Health, where my friend met with their officials in Turkey. Ribadu emphasized that he wanted billions in payouts to fund his future political ambition. However, when the corruption scandal came to light, he was trapped because any settlement would now be perceived as a bribe. I guess he really wanted his boss job. Ribadu even hired a US law firm to negotiate my release, but his failure due to their incompetence and greed. Looking at you, Idayat Hassan. Ribadu overstepped his authority and embarrassed Nigeria in front of the US National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan. Ribadu, acting like an asshole, angered the White House and led to a diplomatic repercussions. The US limited visas to the Nigerian delegation for UNGA, that is United Nations Heads of Government Assembly, right? And Biden refused to meet with Tinubu until my situation was resolved. In the end, Ribadu overestimated his influence. They thought they could secure a quick win, but instead, they created an international incident exposing his incompetence on a global scale. That is for me for now. I don't want to dwell on this, but it's important for Nigerians to get the fact. I've met amazing people in Nigeria. It's a shame that these Nopets are in charge. Keep that in mind. It's a shame that it's Nopet. So a lot of things there. I had to put that out for you. You can go to his X account and read. This is not anti-Nigeria crusade. It's just again revealing to us how terrible we are as a people. These people were arrested. First, it was a fiasco. It was a mess arresting all of these guys. We knew what the problem was, but Tinubu needed to continue to, maybe his team needed to continue to use lies to deceive global Nigeria. But my worry is the fact that so many of these guys were involved. You see, The names he mentioned, the House of Rep members, of course, I'm going to read them out to you right now. Peter Akpake, first term member, House of Representatives, Obaniku Obudu, Bekwara constituency, Cross River State, PDP member. Philip Agbese, deputy spokesperson of the House of Representatives, first term member, House of Reps, Ado Opoku Ogbadibo, Federal constituency, Benue State, APC member. And of course, Ginger Owusubi, chairman of Reps Committee on Anti-Corruption, Isiala Ugu South, Isiala Ugu Ungwa North, Federal constituency, Abia State, Labour Party member. So you see, a constitution of all of the parties, APC, PDP. So you see that the problem of Nigeria is not party. The problem of Nigeria is Nigerians who we have not even elected, because everybody seems to be corrupt these days in this country. It's a mess. This scandal is embarrassing. So I've always known that the NSA, Nuribadu, is aiding his boss to ensure that he's deaf and blinded to the plight of Nigeria, because people like that are natural betrayers. They also want, because they know that in 2031 power will come. And that's why you see that Kazim Shettima has been shot at in this government. Nuribadu is more powerful. His NSA, he's trusted, he's been a long time ally Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and he wants to be president after Bola Ahmed Tinubu, so he's gathering money. Not be me talking, you see, they expose that everybody is collecting bribe against the interest of imagine these guys were terrorists. Imagine if they were bad people. They were still looking for money to collect. They were still interested in what comes to them. And waiting, they want chop, they want all of them. At DSS, you see, all of these guys very unprofessional, are betraying their country. Another scandal. Guess what? Just like Ganduje that was captured on tape, dollars in his Babariga, till today is APC national chairman. All of these guys, in short, you have to commit a crime to be able to grow in Nigerian politics. At least that time you don't belong. Shame. Shame on us. Shame on us.